I have a lot of issue with this um, Alcoholics Anonymous or any um, addiction type counseling, mostly because of this Serenity Prayer. It's almost like the way we handle addictions right now is to perpetuate the same problems over and over again. Um, Dealing with the smoking addiction, and it is something that I wanted to find the answers to everything. And I have always known that my smoking addiction will unfold the answers to everything that I want to know. So it's not like I know the answers to everything in the universe. I know the answers to everything I want to know. Everything makes logic sense. It's like big wake up aha moments. And now that I'm so close to the end of this addiction, this farewell um, to this experience of smoking, here is something that drives me crazy with this Serenity Prayer. And this is why I kind of think Bibles are like, will guide you off a cliff. The Serenity Prayer goes, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. You can change anything. What is it that you cannot change? I can change anything. I can wake up every day and change the way I look at everything. I can see everything as the glass half full, or I can see everything as the glass half empty. So technically, I can change everything. So for people to use God in the same suggestion as except you can't change everything, that is suggesting that you are a being that is powerless. That would be something Satan would want you to know, is that you are powerless. What we are perceiving all problems is nothing more than Satan. When you see Satan in an evil thing, it is nothing more than a problem. You'll see evil in every problem. War. You can see evil in war, but what is the real enemy? Is it the guys that are profiting the most? Is it the guy that's ultimately the cause of all wars? What's causing that guy to behave the way he's behaving? We live in a causal world. You know, you can change everything if you change the cause of everything. And one way of changing everything is reaction to causes. You know, every cause has a reaction. Every reaction is causing another reaction. So at any point in time and space, you shift everything just by simply changing a reaction to a cause. So I think that most people that are struggling with addictions, it's pretty clear that there's a problem, there's an evil that is so painful, you need a painkiller. So you'll get addicted to something. Which it's odd that once you get famous, you develop how much addictions. There's some problem there that we haven't manifested the language because God's keeping you from, the Serenity Prayer. I can't change. So if you can't even define it, you can't change it. So, this Serenity Prayer is constantly in your face. Grant me the serenity to change the things I can't. it's always a suggestion to you that you can't solve a problem. There's something you are experiencing out there that's causing you so much pain that AA is suggesting never look at the problem, never solve the problem, just accept the problem is there. Now, at all times, that problem is the alcoholic, is the person with the addiction. They are they're caught up in either the cause or the reaction. But no two ways about it. The cycle is the cause and the reaction. And we turn into what it is we hate. So there's a good chance that whatever caused the pain for this alcoholic or this person that smokes is perpetuated onto someone else. But while this person is focused on what was done to them, they're not paying attention to how they are doing it to others. And to change the problem is to change oneself so that that problem is not perpetuated onto another generation or onto other aspects of society, because it then becomes you are accepting bad behavior. We all look at abuse and say abuse is wrong, and we walk right by it because we are all saying that it's okay. And yet everybody that's an alcoholic has dealt with abuse. It's like if everybody that's dealt with abuse or is dealing with any form of addiction or any form of depression, and just realize, get together, you're one big massive group against abuse. You all are brainwashed into believing it's in your psyche to trust without a doubt you can't solve this abuse problem, which means you've now participating in accepting abuse, where you could be the change. So that's what I'm dealing with. My smoking addiction is there was a problem, a cause, and clearly the cause is, okay, we've got problems with our education, our medical, legal systems, political systems. I see a lot of things out there that are affecting my life. If I believed in the Serenity Prayer, then if I quit smoking and was successful at it, that means I enjoy life doing something that's wrong. I don't have to be personally responsible for doing anything different. Everything that was done to me that was so painful, I know I'm in that much pain. I'm causing that same pain for somebody else, but I'm just not going to have that addiction. And that addiction will constantly be there in my face, seeing that I am not solving a problem yet. I'm not participating in the problem. That causes me so much pain. I know damn well the world would be better if I solved it. And every time I have an addiction, I at least know I'm aware of the problem. But now that I stop that addiction, it's not in my face. That means I don't have to pay attention to the problem anymore. I've got the permanent painkiller, willpower. Willpower to do the wrong thing and make it feel good. And then you detach yourself from you causing that same problem onto somebody else. Now, one thing I've noticed in healing my addiction and solving some of the problems that I got is empathy. I got way too much friggin' empathy that I feel the pain of specifically my kids. And then my kids are frustrated because of the hell that they've gone through, and they're really really smart kids, and they've been trained never to listen to their mothers. So trying to give them some advice on how not to be so frustrated, that conversation in itself is frustrating for them. So it's really hard for me to communicate how to teach my child to experience a calm, loving life. So I am getting blame, a lot of labels, that it's me. And oddly enough, one of them is I show no empathy. And it's like, I'm empathetic. That's part of the problem, is I'm feeling your pain all the time. And we need to solve what it is that's causing your pain. Turns out it's me that's causing them pain. Just having a conversation with me causes them pain. So it's a really, really weird, wild conversation to have, because my intention at all times is to have everybody loving and peaceful. But here's how you handle it. This is how I'm looking at things, is while somebody is accusing me of not having empathy, then admit that you don't know. I don't know what empathy is like. Can you please show me? Teach me what empathy is like. How do you show me empathy? So the more I'm going to admit that I don't know what it is I'm doing for everything that I'm being accused of. Play the dummy sometimes and ask somebody to teach you what it is they're labeling you. And then maybe they'll get it. And then you don't really have to change anybody else. The best thing is to be wrong and get somebody to teach you. That's actually, now that it comes out of my mouth, that's one of the smartest things that happened in my heritage. There was 10 kids in the family, most 8 girls, and there was always lots of dishes. They had no dishwashers back in those days. So the boys, and it seems to be a family trait that I've been seeing, the men in my life are masters at doing this. But if they don't want to do dishes, then they do a crappy job, and they keep saying, "Can you teach me how to do dishes?" And so you're doing all the dishes, teaching them how it's done, but they never seem to get it. To the point where they make it so difficult to teach them how to do dishes that you're so frustrated that you just do it yourself. So the key is that if you want somebody to actually do what you think, is get them to teach you. It takes all the problem out of you being the teacher, and always saying, "Hey, look, if you're a good teacher, then I would get it." So put the onus on the other guy. And I would personally believe in yourself that you have to change a different mindset to solve a problem. And to say you can't solve all problems, you are the problem. If you have the addiction, then you are the solution to the problem. So you need to start believing in yourself and changing something within yourself. And I know that has been most of my problem, is I put so much out that I don't get back. And there's no balance there in my life. And I'm finding that those that are losing have also put more back into society, while there's been people that are profiting, that have been taking way too much out of society. They've taken more than their share of society out, and it shows in their big house in comparison to the level of poverty. So, those that do have addictions, you are very much tied with people that are addicted on the street and homeless. You are perfectly tied to anybody that's in pain, that anybody that's dealing with depression. And you got to stop changing your belief systems to I, I can't to I can. And start asking good questions to self, because once you believe in self, self knows the answer to everything. Peace out.